Hi guys, welcome back to Rybrook TV and welcome to the new BMW i7. Now, we have already featured the i7 on the channel before. We did a full walk around of the car a few months back, and if you want to see that video, please use the link in the top of the screen. Today is more about the drive, but firstly I want to take you over some of the features that just make this i7 really stand out. We'll start down the front end, where we'll talk about the design. Now, it's very different than the 7 Series before. We've got the huge grille, which just is imposing, lights up at night as well. And then we've got the new split LED headlights. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. The side profile is much more traditional saloon, but that's not what I want to talk to you about. A really lovely feature on the i7 is that the doors are fully electric. So they are assisted as you open, and then there's a little button here, press that, it goes back in by itself. How awesome is that? Very Rolls-Royce-esque. And then we need to talk about the rear of this car, because it is absolutely stunning. Firstly, there is so much space back here that you could quite simply lie down and have a lovely time, which on this side of the car you can. It has got executive seating, so the front seat folds flat and then you can sort of recline here. But then what do you do while you are reclined? Well, you then go onto your little side screens here, which are really lovely. You go down, click display, and click fold down to the theatre. Then everything closes, and this enormous rear entertainment screen folds down. And when I say it's enormous, it is truly enormous. It is spectacular. You can watch anything on here. It's linked to an Amazon Fire Stick, and it's just the most amazing thing I've ever seen in the back of a car. Then in the front of the car, it's no less special than it is in the rear. Everything is absolutely gorgeous in here, from the fit and finish, the materials, the leathers, the metals, the wood across the dashboard. The whole layout is just gorgeous. We then have the ambient lighting, which goes all the way around the car, which is behind this sort of glass crystal effect. You've got the glassy crystal effect on the iDrive controller down here. You've got the new operating system 8 curved display directly in front of me. It's really nice how the speaker is built into the dashboard here. These seats are absolutely stunning. You sort of just sink into them. Of course, they are heated, ventilated, and have massage function as well. It's just all too lovely to take in. It really is a very, very special place to sit this. But if you want any more information and sort of a more in-depth look, use the link in the top of the screen to check out our previous walk-around video of the i7, where we look at things in a little bit more detail. As I mentioned earlier, today is all about the drive, because right now I haven't driven this car. So let's go and experience it, and let me tell you what the new i7 is like to drive. Welcome then to the utter peace and serenity of the driver's seat of the i7. It's spectacular. I'm going to start off by saying I don't think I've driven anything this side of a Rolls-Royce that is this quiet, this relaxed, and this peaceful to drive. It genuinely is spectacular, this thing. Let's start with the powertrain, or lack of powertrain, the electric powertrain. We've got around 530 horsepower, which means 0 to 62 mile an hour is dealt with in around 4.5 seconds. That power is put to the road via all 4 wheels. We've got rear wheel steer, which you can really, really feel at low speeds, especially. At high speeds, obviously, it aims to help and aid in stability, and it does. It feels incredibly stable at speeds, this car. We've also got air suspension, adaptable, height adjustable air suspension all round, and boy can you feel it. The way that it truly irons out horrific roads, bumps and potholes that the council haven't fixed is nothing short of amazing. It is, I mean, it's just so quiet and comfortable and easy in here. The brake pedal is really nice. It's got a really nice feel to it. You can kind of tell that they have thought about the chauffeuring aspect of this car, because the brake pedal is so easy to modulate. You don't feel like when you come to a stop, you get that little jolt. No matter how smooth you are with a lot of cars, you still get that jolt. In this, you don't. They've genuinely thought about the smoothness of pulling up and arriving somewhere. For a car of this size as well, it's very easy to place on the road. Yeah, it is big, and it does feel big in the vast majority of situations, but that doesn't mean it's intimidating. It's not an intimidating car to jump into and drive. It's really easy. I mean, that's the thing with this car. It makes everything so easy and so relaxed and chilled out. It's pretty exceptional. In terms of charging, we need to talk about, obviously, the charging, because this is fully electric, and the range. So BMW claims a range of around 380 miles. You're probably looking at just over 300 real world range, which is still pretty good. And charging obviously depends on how you plug it in. So in terms of the rapid chargers that we have here in the UK, the vast majority are 50 kilowatts. And you're going to go on a 50 kilowatt from 20% to 80% in around 80 minutes. If you can find a 150 kilowatt charger, you're going to go from 20 to 80% in around 30 minutes, which isn't too bad considering, as you've seen, the amount of toys this car has. All you need to do, jump in the back, stick Netflix on, and have a lovely time. But let's go back to the drive, because it is just superb. You do actually feel quite high in the driving position. It feels quite high on the road, but it doesn't feel like X5 height. It just feels pretty bang on. The driving position in general is spot on. You've got a great view over the front, big, lovely wing mirrors. You've got obviously all the cameras you're ever going to need, surround view, all these sort of things you would come to expect now from a car like this. But what's it like? We know that it's going to be comfortable. You look at this car and you're like, yeah, that is going to be a comfy car to drive, and it is. It's exceptionally comfortable to drive. I can't imagine how amazing a long distance journey would be in this. It'd feel like it was over in the blink of an eye. But what's it like when you put the hammer down? So let's see, shall we? Yeah, see, the acceleration for a car of this size is pretty brutal, to be honest, and this isn't even the fast one. There is an M70 i7 with around 650 horsepower, another 100 and a bit on top of this car. I don't know why you'd need that. I mean, I imagine it's pretty spectacular to drive, but I don't know why you'd need that. This is plenty. And it's not just the acceleration. Unlike most electric cars, you do get noise in this. It's actually been composed by Hans Zimmer, who's done all sorts of famous things that I can't actually name off the top of my head. But listen, it actually, it's quite strange and takes a bit of getting used to, but it's actually quite nice to have a bit of acceleration noise, a bit of noise coming from the car. It's futuristic and weird, and I kind of like it. And then when you get to some bends, this car, obviously, it's not going to feel like a McLaren 720S or something like that. It's not going to feel like a supercar. It's not going to feel like the last word in dynamism, but it still feels like a BMW. It's still got the inherent character of a BMW. The steering is weighted nicely. When you're going around corners, you can really feel that rear wheel steer. But yeah, there is a bit of body roll. It does roll about a little bit, but that's to be expected. This is a limousine in a way. It's not something that you're going to be barreling around corners. You're not going to be doing that yourself, or your driver's not going to be hammering around corners, are they? They're just not going to be doing that. This car is for slowing things down, having your massage seat on, or even sitting in the back with your seats on, with your TV screen out and all the blinds shut. That's what this car is about. And for that purpose, as I said at the start of my driving bit of this car, I've not driven anything that's quite like this other than Rolls-Royce. It is genuinely Rolls-Royce levels of comfort and refinement in here. And that is just about the best praise that you can give a car of this type. It's absolutely spectacular. And before I sign off, I have to mention the augmented reality that you get on the dashboard. It's mind-blowing. It shows you your directions and stuff for your satellite navigation on this camera like it's on the road. I know that sounds distracting and stuff, but it's not. You just glance at it like you would the Speedo or anything else that's on your dash. It's not, you don't tend to drive on it because, well, you can't, and I wouldn't advise trying that. But it's absolutely amazing. BMW have really stepped on the game with this i7. Now, it's not only available as an i7, this is the new 7 Series, so you can get it with internal combustion. They are all hybrids and are all powered by a 3-litre 6-cylinder petrol engine and batteries. And it's only also available as a long wheelbase, because that's pretty much all you'd need this car for. It's a long wheelbase car, it's a limousine, that's what you use it for. But yeah, it's highly, highly impressive, and it drives just so well. It is, and I haven't used this word for a long time, it is sublime in here. And on that, thank you guys ever so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come. There is a load of BMW content coming at the moment. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. I'm just going to sink into my chair and enjoy a comforting drive back. Thanks guys, see you again soon.